We are churning some butter today. It's a good old family tradition. It really worked out well today because our electricity went out, and so we really feel like we're going towards colonial days and getting our fresh butter. We set the heavy whipping cream out at about 5 o'clock this morning, so it's been out for about 7 or 8 hours. And then we just poured it in, and then you start churning. It'll take a little while. It's a family thing. Y'all have to pass it off to one of my kids here in just a little bit. Then after we get it to where it's got some good resistance to it, we'll take it out. We'll separate it from the buttermilk. Then we will paddle out the rest of the buttermilk. You can use paddles or forks just to squeeze out the remaining buttermilk. Then we'll use ice cold water and we'll wash it really, really good. And then we'll paddle it out again. And then if you want, which I really do, it helps preserve it, sea salt is the best addition to it. Tastes yummy, goes perfect on a Thanksgiving roll.
Good. It's delicious.
So as you're churning, you're gonna feel the resistance.
Then
That
why
means
would I
that
keep on doing it?
well, the reason you keep on doing it is because that's how you're gonna get the butter. It's gonna start to form kind of globules and
Can't
such. You can, but it will not taste as good. And the blood, sweat, and tears will not
The
be as
tradition
great.
makes it taste so much better, as does the rainwater falling in it off of your hat.
And then, when you have 3 generations putting it all together,
Noah,
it's a family
Are you
tradition.
using the half and
your
half?
finger and taste
No.
it.
We could drink
Right
both.
down there. There you go. There you go, Binger.
We could drink both.
Did you see that?
Am I right?
You got me. What?
Was that Heather?
Yeah.
What? Year what? Don't you remember we tried to do it once and we churned for 4 hours and still didn't make
Never
it.
did jail.
We had to move, that's the year we added the vinegar.
That's it, that's
Did it
right.
work?
The vinegar did help it.
But what it tastes like?
Here we are, just shy of an hour. Why don't you zoom in and take a look? Let me show you, let me see if I can scoop some up. Look at that. How easy was that? And let me tell you, the kids have been sticking their fingers all over the towel that we had at the top and all over the rim trying to get a bite of it. It's delicious. So now we're gonna scoop this all out of the buttermilk that's in there. We'll put it in here, and then we're gonna do an ice bath. Really important to get an ice bath done on it. The reason being is that washes it, and it's gonna help preserve it down the road, as will the sea salt. You don't have to use sea salt, we just like to use sea salt. You can use regular salt if you like.
A little bit on the backside.
And then, I mean, check that out. Delicious! I'm sure it's nutritious too. I mean, yummy. Now then, what you got left is some buttermilk, right? You can use buttermilk for all kinds of things. You can use it to make homemade dressings. I use buttermilk all the time to make a yummy Italian cream cake. Delicious. And here you have your own homemade buttermilk. You can make rolls. Lots of good recipes with this buttermilk, so you don't lose any of it. A good tip, we've got, if you'll take a look at the floor, we've got a nice piece of cardboard down on the ground. As you're stirring and churning, you are going to get a little bit of sloshing around of the cream. That's okay. It's to be expected. So my grandmother, when they used to make butter years and years and years ago, they wouldn't go to the grocery store and buy heavy whipping cream. Nope. They would just go straight to the cows that were in the pasture outside, and they would get it straight from the cow and go straight in. So if you have some cows in your backyard, you could do that. We don't. So what we've done, we took that butter and then we did an ice bath. So we used ice cold water, and you paddle it with the ice cold water. You don't need the ice in here, just the ice cold water. And you paddle it, and you'll notice that your water turns kind of a milky color. That's getting the rest of the buttermilk out of the butter. And then after that we did that 3 times so that we got a good rinse on the butter. Now we've done our third rinse, and you can look in here. I know it's kind of hard to see, but you can still see there's still water. See all that water in there? We're still getting water out of it. So I'm using a fork right now just to kind of separate it a little bit more and see if we can get more water out. It's really important to get as much of that water out as possible. And then you use about a pinch of salt to a pint, and we used 4 quarts of whipping cream, so about 8 pinches. But you may want to start with about 5 or 6 just to see, because you want to really do it to taste.
You can always add more. You can't take it out.
That's right.